not his dad, and we must have misheard him. Nope, not what he said to me directly, his employer, or you. But when I bring it up, he somehow convinces you he was talking about his mom, not his dad. Well, the funny thing about that is the dates again. You see, his mother died in August of 2023. Again, not December of 2024. And just so that we can go ahead and make sure that we're not outing anybody. What does that say right there? What is that? August 26th, 2023, right? Yeah. So, again, another lie, but I digress. Now back to our regular programming from the last 48 hours. Your son goes out of his way, again, to get Leach new employment. He absolutely gushes about Leach. But Leach is so fucking paranoid that his lies are going to be exposed that he feels it's appropriate to chain text somebody in the middle of the fucking night about it. Could it wait until normal functioning hours? Nope. Leach had to do it right then and there after an hour of these messages coming through while my husband was trying to sleep while he was out on the road. He finally told him, knock it off. Yesterday, Leach messages my husband saying, what or who do you think you're doing? What was he doing? Trying to get you a job, so that you could pay back that huge ass loan from mother-in-law. Yeah, but we'll get there in a minute. So my response to her was, it's called work. And maybe if Leach put more attention on that and not scamming older women out of money, he wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now, would he? But my husband, who was working, didn't answer right away. So what happens? Leach runs to Sugar Mama Pam to complain. 14 minutes. 14 minutes is what it took from him not getting an answer to running to you, Pam, to then what? You then crawling up my husband's ass while he was working. But my husband, who was working, didn't answer right away. So what happens? Leach runs to Sugar Mama Pam to complain. 14 minutes. That's how long it took. 14 minutes later, you were calling your son and crawling up his ass while he was working. Madam, you can sit the fuck down and realize what the fuck you did. You came in swinging. You tell your son he is tearing your family apart? Your family of what? You and your sugar baby that you had just met 4 months previously? That the family you're talking about? Because I know you weren't talking about your son, your granddaughter, your daughter-in-law, or anybody else. But I digress. Damn it. Focus. Sorry, guys. I'm also trying to keep myself in a mood that does not relive this while I'm retelling it. You flat out told your son it was your business, and you came in swinging. You tell your son he's tearing your family apart. He sent you the whole combo he had. He was advocating for your Leach. But you went on the attack, and your Leach went no contact. So let's clear up some other things since we're getting it all out, and you have said yet again, you are of sound mind. Wanna bet? Examples of why I would highly disagree with this statement. March 16th, 2025. You have a booty call named Thomas the Train. We'll call him that. You know, that 37-year-old. Oh, by the way, if I hadn't mentioned to anybody else, my mother-in-law is 61, effective a couple weeks ago. Just, Okay, so you have a booty call with Thomas the Train, who has a weird doot fetish. You were in my daughter's bedroom, giving her graphic details of your dating life. The menu covered in that little convo before I went in there and had you follow me to the garage where I let you know you were never to talk to her like that about your dating life. I don't want your granddaughter to think you're acting like a whore, but telling her about 3 different men in one weekend is delivering the same message. You cried because you have no girlfriends to talk to. And I told you that is no excuse for the graphic descriptions you were giving my daughter, a 12-year-old. And by the way, she had just turned 12 like 6 weeks prior. Yeah. Same day, I told you that I would like you to stop talking to my daughter about your dating life until there's someone important that you want to meet the whole family. No Pete the pilot, no Blink the Australian, not the Emirates guy, not the guy, not Samantha. 0, zip, zilch. It's not appropriate to have conversations like that with a child who just turned 12 6 weeks ago. How about you saying you were considering having your extended to make Thomas the Train like you more because, hey, if it didn't work out, you could always have more surgery to fix them. Ma'am, I know you haven't been in the dating pool in a very long time. You don't alter your body surgically for a fuckboy. You just don't. That's dumb. How about the tweet tweet pump you bought on Amazon and decided to show my daughter the picture of it the same night that you were talking to her about your sex life? March 29th, 2025. You have a date with Leach at WinStar for a concert. They met on Facebook dating. Things are already weird. Why? Because he started thinking your friends were talking about him and ended up having you take him and leave early. Because, by the way, she has had to float the bill for every single interaction since the day they met, including the first date. Leach deactivates the Facebook profile that you all met through for dating. But 3 weeks later, he's back. And you reach out again and you start talking to him. By April 25th of this year, he is living with you. Okay, so March 29th, weird date. He deactivates Facebook. You don't hear anything from him for 3 weeks. Then he pops back up. And in less than 5 days, he's living with you. Got it. May 3rd, 2025. You give Leach a cashier's check for $15,000 for dental work. To do this, you took a $10K loan against your retirement and withdrew $5K from your bank and had it put into a cashier's check for Leach. No paperwork on this agreement of how he will pay you back. Nothing. His bank puts a hold on the cashier's check, so it doesn't clear his bank until the 10th of May. That would be the day before Mother's Day. And funnily enough, he had to pack everything he owned that day because he needed to go see stepmama in East Texas. And wow, how amazing. He just found out he had a job interview, but needs to take all his stuff just in case he gets it, because then he could be up on a truck. He goes MIA for another 3 weeks. Now, hello, understand the $15K just cleared his bank that morning and he's out. He left a sweatshirt and a pair of sneakers. That's it. When he does pop back up, all the money's gone. He didn't do what he said he was going to do. He lied again and again and again. Since he didn't do any of the dental work he told you he was going to have done, let me give you some clarity. Cost between $75 to $250 per tooth for extraction in the U.S. Just extraction. He told you that all the top teeth that he had were being removed and the base for implants were going to be put in. Yet he returns from Mexico with only 5 teeth removed, nothing else. A place he never mentioned to you. Yes, this work was supposed to be done in like Sherman or Denison, if I remember correctly. But anyways, he returns from Mexico with only 5 teeth removed, nothing else. A place he never mentioned to you until he was already away from your apartment, and he claims he went there because it's cheaper. Math this up really quick for me. 5 teeth times $75 would be $375, or 5 teeth times $250, the high end. That would come out to $1,250 in total. Remember, $15,000 is what she gave him. Yet in the magically cheaper Mexico, it cost $15K. You need to open your eyes to reality. Then again, I guess it doesn't matter that within less than 2 weeks of dating, moving him in, giving him $15,000, that the night he left with that money, you went to the club and hooked up with some rando. Sounds like love to me. He promised you he would pay you back from the proceeds of his father's mobile home that was going through probate. Did he tell you that there's a lien on that property that has to be satisfied first? And the condition it is currently in will not get the lien holder completely paid off, which means you're shit out of luck? Oh, wait, but there's more! Because the spending didn't stop there. So I start listing all the other shit she's been spending. Now, catch this. We're talking May, and it's been now 3 weeks because he disappeared. Okay, so, and that was May 10th that he disappeared. So we're getting right up to the beginning of June. Okay. Rental car bullshit. Love this. So his claim was he flew from here to Arizona, rented a car, drove the car to Mexico, but he had already arranged with the rental company that it would be getting returned back here in our state and the city closest to us. You know, when he was off on his 3-week magical dental ride. So supposedly when he gets back, he calls her from the airport and goes, the airport's not letting me return my rental car. I have to drive it all the way back to Arizona and I'm going to need $600 for gas money to get from here to Arizona. By the way, from where we live, I drove to Vegas and back, and it didn't cost me $600